Yeah, so we are live on YouTube right now, and thank you. I guess well, technology. You see, we can't fight technology. It's just like nature. We can't fight nature.
Yes, yes, it's true. It's true. But I mean, it's all a part of the today's world. So we have to kind of roll with it and do our best.
Yes, yes, agreed. So, very warm welcome to you. Today we have with us a very, very talented lady. She is the ESG Director at Mazars, responsible for providing ESG and sustainability services to Mazars clients in Croatia and Adria region that includes Slovenia, Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. She has been, before that, she led accelerator programs for companies on topics of integrating SDGs into business plans, setting science-based targets, SBTi, and adopting diversity and gender equality practices. She also holds the title of Certified Impact Auditor and Auditor with knowledge both within the social auditing and verification of the ISO26000 Self-Declaration. She became the president of board of directors at Global Compact Network Croatia. She's one of the authors of 2 editions of National Study on State on Non-Financial Reporting in Croatia, edition for 24 years 2017 and 2018. And she has also been involved in the National Working Group for Transportation of the new Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. We all would like to welcome Vali on the topic of evolution of responsible business leadership in Croatia. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Harsha, for your invitation. I hope I said your name right. Sorry
yes.
if yeah, okay. And to the International Institute for Corporate Social Responsibility. I'm very happy to be here with you.
It's our pleasure to have you with us, and yes, we are looking forward to this exciting discussion. So now you have been in the space of responsible business development space for more than a decade and served the people of Croatia. How has your journey been?
Okay, first I actually started in the corporate social responsibility and sustainability space in 2016. So it hasn't actually been a decade yet, but it has been a very rich and exciting journey. I started in 2016 when I came to a Croatian Employers Association, and then as part of my everyday job, I got this little project on my table. It was a very little project at that time called a Global Compact Croatia. And it was about managing the local network of the UN Global Compact. Now, this was at the beginning of 2016, so right after the SDGs and Agenda 2030 came out, which actually had a huge impact on the UN Global Compact as a global initiative. The initiative at that time got a mandate from the Secretary General to support businesses on their advancement towards SDGs. So basically that meant that the initiative went through a lot of changes, a certain transformation, and I had the opportunity to be part of it. And so we were developing a lot of new programs and then implementing them locally and regionally. Then after 6.5 years, I came to Mazars, and this is an international audit, tax, accounting and advisory firm. But I can say that it is also a place where people are equally motivated to building a fair and prosperous world as the people I worked with at the UN Global Compact. So it was kind of a natural transition for me. So my journey so far has been very exciting, and it doesn't, look like it's going to be any less exciting in the years to come with all the new regulations, and so it's it's kind of a wonderful time to for me. It's a wonderful time to be working on these topics.
So that's very inspirational. So when you joined this sector, what did you wanted to change when you started working in this space?
Okay, well, I can say that basically what motivated me back then is the same, thing that is kind of driving me today. And to put it very simply, I just want to do my part. So I want to, do my role in, building a better future, a more sustainable future. Now, my part, it will not be, huge. I mean, it's kind of a small part, but I take it very seriously. And then in terms of, the changes, it kind of shifted over the years. Based on the the change of the business climate towards these topics. So some 7 years ago, my goal was to raise awareness in the business community that that it is important to include environmental and social factors when making business decisions. Now, today, it's also to a large extent about raising awareness, but then there is also, actual work with companies that have taken the lead and that are taking action and doing the necessary steps forward. And then in a couple of years, I'm hoping that it would be about, assessing the progress and then, getting to that next level. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm thinking actually the StreamYard with this so everyone can watch it. As we go along, are there any laws on CSR, sustainability, or ESG in Croatia that you would like to share about?
Okay, so Croatia is a European Union a member state, which basically means that all EU directives, all EU regulations need to be transposed into our national law, and there are, different laws that you could, put in the ES or a G category. So, for example, a few weeks ago, a new directive came to force in the European Union that is called a Pay Transparency Directive, and the aim of this directive is to address the gender pay gap in the European Union. So now all member states, including Croatia, have up to 3 years to transpose this directive into the national law. So this would be a directive that would, qualify under the S of the ESG, right? Then we have another directive that is part of our legal landscape for some 5 years. And that is the non-financial reporting directive that is now being replaced with the new corporate sustainability reporting directive, the famous CSRD that the whole Europe is talking about, and maybe wider than that. And so we are now working on transposing that directive through the amendments of our law on accounting and law on audit. So it's a process that we always need to go through, and we have set up a national working group that has that task, and we've just started working on it, and we have the final deadline is actually July next year, but we are very ambitious and are kind of focused to do it earlier than that. So this is now kind of one thing that I'm engaged in on the national level. Yeah.
That's very interesting for the work that you have done. In a short span of time, I must commend you for the work that you have done. My next question to you is, early in your career, you worked with HUP, that is Croatian Employers Association. What were the kind or some of the daunting case studies which you addressed in terms of labor and human rights?
Okay, so I worked for the Croatian Employers Association for 6.5 years. Now, this is a business association, which means that it gathers companies, or rather employers, right? And CEA lobbies for the interests of their members towards government. So basically, CEA is part of the social dialogue in Croatia, and the social dialogue partners are apart from employers, which CEA is the a representative of. It's also government and trade unions. And this means that with every new legislation, if it's a new law or if it's amendments to the existing law. CEA is part of those dialogues, those working groups, and speaks on behalf of employers. So that's kind of, in that sense, the labor law would definitely be one of the, legislations that are, one of the most important to CEA, if not, the most important one. In terms of human rights, European Union has very strict laws, and very rightly so. Everything is put in place so that there shouldn't be any daunting cases in terms of human rights within the European Union. If any should come up, it's always up to the court to deal with this, and it's something that is very, very well regulated. So I wouldn't say that I actually, or my colleagues at CEA worked with specific cases. It was more about having the voice of employers heard, and to a large extent it was also about shifting sometimes kind of wrong perception of employers as kind of bad guys that only look out for themselves and shareholders, and don't really take care of their employees, which is definitely not the case in Croatia. It was seen during the COVID crisis. It was very much about employees, and CEA also had a huge role in coping with the crisis at that time, and helping companies and helping employers and helping those employees.
So that's extremely interesting. My next question to you would be, you have also worked in United Nations at several positions. What are the changes you led during your tenure?
Okay, so I worked with the United Nations Global Compact at several positions. I started as the executive director of the local network in Croatia, and then I wanted to do more, so I got involved in different working groups on the global level, and also joined the United Nations Global Compact Expert Network. And so I did my best. I tried, to give my my kind of a contribution to a development of certain programs and initiatives that would then be scaled down and implemented locally and regionally. And then I would also, locally or regionally be the one who would then implement them. And so some
Hi, welcome back.
Hi.
Thank you. Well, internet, as I mentioned, cannot be fought. Uh, my next, we were on the United Nations question. You have placed several goals over there. So, what were the changes that you led during your tenure?
Um, okay, I've been with United Nations Global Compact for over 7 years now. I'm still kind of part of that community. The wonderful part about this initiative and this a community is that it's a global community, and so you kind of network with colleagues from around the world, and talk to like-minded enthusiasts about topics of sustainability and ESG. I would say that it's been very much a learning experience for me. I was first in the role of executive director of the Global Compact Croatia. And then I joined different working groups on the global level, and I joined the UN Global Compact Expert Network. And I tried, to give, kind of just, do my best and work on issues that were important for the initiative and for participating companies. Now, this is a really huge initiative today. A Global Compact has over 22,000 participating organizations in 162 countries. And it's still growing every week. And some of the programs that we've developed over the past several years have been, a target gender equality that deals with the gender equality in the workplace, then SDG ambition that deals with how to integrate SDGs in your business model and business practices, and then climate ambition, which is accelerator program that actually follows the science-based targets initiative and helps companies set climate targets. So those are all accelerator programs that last for 6 months, and then companies, really have a good result at the end in terms of, an end project that they can pitch to their board, and then hopefully implement within their organizations. Then there were also, different local initiatives. For example, what I've started in Croatia was a working group on the topic of greenwashing and kind of a responsible communicating. So it was about how to communicate your efforts responsibly, transparently, and also how to use the storytelling methods to actually bring those good practices to your stakeholder and present them in the right way. So that's kind of what I can remember from the top of my head right now. There were a lot of different initiatives and projects over the years. Right now, I am the chair of the board of directors at the Global Compact Croatia, and we are working on setting up the local network to be an independent registered association. And then, hopefully from, I don't know, September, October, we will have new activities and a new director that would, lead on those activities.
That's a remarkable contribution, I must say that. Now that's apart from the UN, you're also holding a position in Mazars. Now, have you observed investors or stakeholders insist on ESG or sustainable companies in today's time in Croatia? And you as an ESG director, what are the different roles that you may have to play? And do you see, because everyone is like, okay, we'll do ESG, now we'll hire people in that space, but what are the activities that they have to do, and how much is the emphasis of the investors or the other stakeholders on this topic?
Okay. First, I will take this opportunity to talk about ESG just for a little while, because it is perceived here in Croatia, but I imagine all over the world as well, that ESG is kind of a new trend, a new acronym that someone came up with some 2 or 3 years ago, and that it's kind of developed or came up as a replacement for CSR or sustainability, or even I heard for SDGs, which is definitely not. So I'm not sure how much people now watching and listening in are aware, but ESG as a concept and as an acronym was first used in 2004, so it's almost 20 years, and it was first mentioned in a report called "Who Cares Wins" by the United Nations Global Compact. Now, the reasoning behind the report was to gather financial institutions and for them to help address how to integrate environmental, social, and governance factors into investment decisions. So it actually took almost 20 years for the idea, to take, and for us to be talking about ESG as a business imperative today. As for investors, they definitely are looking into ESG more and more. So what we are seeing here is first, as far as banks go, banks in Croatia have actually gathered to develop a unified questionnaire that would they then ask their clients, so companies, private sector, to fill out. So it's an ESG questionnaire to make it easier for the clients to not fill different questionnaires for different banks. They decided to have one unified questionnaire, but also going outside the banking sector, I think that businesses are more and more aware that in order to get funding, any kind of funding, whether it's EU funding, or just, you know, in order to get an investment, a new partner, you know, that they would have to show, you know, show their efforts and the results of those efforts towards, you know, the ES and G topics. And this is, you know, this is something that business community is, you know, more and more aware of here, and it is to a large extent, you know, the major motivator to actually, you know, take action. And so my role in Mazars here, when I came, and that was last August, so it's not even a year now, I came with a task to develop ESG services. So those services are, you know, very, you know, kind of, there's a wide range of services going from sustainability strategy, carbon footprint and net zero roadmap, then, you know, ESG due diligence, and then finally the sustainability reporting. So it's a wide range of different services that we provide for our clients. Now, again, I am not, you know, kind of me and my team here, we are not alone in this, because Mazars actually operates as a global partnership, which is, you know, again, wonderful for me, and which means that I get to work, and my team gets to work with colleagues from around the world, and, you know, we work together to deliver the best services for our clients. Apart from that, obviously, I'm working on building my team here. And this is also very exciting for me, because I get to, you know, talk to a lot of young people that are very interested in the topic. They're very, you know, passionate, and want to start working, and, you know, they have their ideas about what, you know, ESG consultant does, and then we kind of go through it, and, you know, explain how much of it is, you know, kind of field job, and how much, you know, you actually have to read all the, you know, directives and all the legislation, and, you know, then brainstorm with others, and try to, you know, read it very carefully, and very, you know, true to the spirit of the law, so that you can advise your clients the best way you can. And so it's very, you know, kind of very busy, very active, very exciting. I have to say that I don't really have the feeling that I'm, you know, not even a year young in Mazars. It's a really amazing community. It's a really amazing kind of organizational culture here. So I'm enjoying my time.
Well, that's a huge compliment to Mazars as a company. You see, not everybody says the same thing, works for their company. So, congratulations to you. And yeah, it's thank you for sharing about the emphasis that the stakeholders are bringing on the concept of ESG and its history. Now, presently, in Croatia, Mazars is an accounting and audit firm. What are the initiatives undertaken by you in this role?
Okay, my role here is basically to develop the ESG services. Now, Mazars is very aware that those sustainability and ESG services will enter different services as well, like audit and accounting and tax, and we are seeing it already. So we are also kind of having a lot of dialogues between our departments, and trying to prepare for what is next, and trying to anticipate what different needs of our clients will be in a year or 2 years. It's a very a developing field, as you know, and so we are learning every day. I think that it's something that no one can say today that they're an ESG expert or anything close to that. First, because it's a really wide range of topics, so you can't actually be an expert on all of that. In my case, I'm a professor of sociology and Croatian culture. So that is my vocation. I've never worked in that profession, but because of my background, I can say that social topics are something that I can talk about and give my expertise. But then in different topics like climate change, I can talk about what are the reporting requirements or obligations, and what companies should do, and how to set science-based targets, because I have that experience, but I can't talk in terms of deep dive expert things, or talk about energy audit or anything like that. So it's about learning every day, I would say, and again, Mazars has is very aware that this is the future, and so we are kind of preparing for that, and we are looking how to foresee some of the changes in other services that we have as well.
That's very interesting for the work that you are trying to do over there. Now, under all the projects that you are doing, according to you, which one do you think could be scaled up internationally by partnership and collaboration for the larger social good?
Okay, so I would say that a lot of it can be and should be scaled up. So, I mean, in terms of initiatives like UN Global Compact that, have the global reach, and, then, these worldwide spread networks, it is something that is, very, very much dependent on partnership and a collaboration between different local networks, and there should be initiatives and platforms like this. I think that basically any kind of platform, any networking between different stakeholders, or even just different companies from different parts of the world is very beneficial. We've seen that within the accelerator programs that I ran, that when we did it kind of regionally, or even kind of I don't know, a European track, then companies would learn from each other a lot better. So and this is because Croatia is kind of a small country, and we have a small business community. We all know each other kind of, and we are very we know what others are doing here, but when we hear what someone else is doing in another part of the world, and not only best practices. I mean, you can learn a lot from some fails, or kind of mistakes, or I don't know, just experiences that didn't end up the way they were planned. I always think that those are actually lessons that are very, very, very valuable, and that make you grow as a business. And then if you share those with other businesses, it could help them as well. So I always encourage companies to also talk about the challenges. We don't like to use the term problems, but challenges, and about some of the obstacles and how they try to go above those obstacles, and if that worked or not. It doesn't work always. It's kind of it's a process. So I think that any kind of platform that can give that regional or global a scene, and that can bring stakeholders, different businesses from different sectors together, is a great idea.
Yes, I guess that's the need of the hour, and the Global Compact people would be working towards it. Now you're leading this in your realm. Now, moving to the next question. Now, IICSR is a training, advisory, and implementation institute. As the subject is evolving, that what are the knowledge gaps that you have observed internationally by the present and the upcoming workforce that we as an institute could address?
Okay. Okay. Again, it's it's an ever-evolving space, and something that we are all kind of learning and taking one step at a time. I would say that the knowledge gaps are probably, or the space for learning more, are probably in climate change, for one, and the other is responsible supply chain management. So this is a very important topic, because without going outside of your organization into your supply chain, upstream and downstream, and doing or kind of driving the necessary changes throughout the supply chain, we will not succeed in our goals, and it is definitely not an easy task. It's very difficult, especially if you have if your supply chain is global and you have suppliers and buyers around the world. It's very difficult to kind of set up a responsible supply chain management and to actually, get data that you need and monitor and do the due diligence and then, act on it. It's definitely not an easy task, but it's a very, very important one. I know that multinationals are, very focused on that topic, and this is something that will develop further over the next 2 or 3 years. So we will hopefully be smarter in 3 years and know something more. And then also climate change. I mean, climate change is the topic that we are, constantly learning about and how to mitigate and how to, adapt to a climate change, how to, take in mind the climate risks that are very serious, and companies are really looking into their climate risks and doing this assessment and then kind of taking next steps and in a decision making. I think that also what I can tell about Croatia is that we don't really have kind of ESG sustainability education or courses within our education system, and this is something that I hope will change. ESG or sustainability is kind of a topic that is, at best run through as part of different other courses, and there are some exemptions and some good practices in private schools and private faculties, but I think not enough. I think that and the reason I say this is because companies have needs and expectations from future employees, and they look for those kind of skills, and so it's kind of a mismatch between what students the knowledge that students have at the end of their education in terms of ESG and sustainability, and then the expectations that their employer will have for them. So this is definitely something that needs to be addressed. I don't know if it's the same in other countries. Maybe somewhere the situation is better, and maybe somewhere not. But this is something that is kind of a work in progress.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, and you just gave me a platform to launch to where to come next. So let me know if there is any possibility for collaboration. We can offer online courses anywhere on the planet. We can take this discussion of the.
Okay.
But for sure, we are interested.
Okay.
Now, last but not the least, any message to all our viewers who are watching live right now and who would watch the recorded session after some time?
Okay, so dear viewers, I think that okay, so my first message would be to define what success is for you. So I think that we need to know that success doesn't mean the same thing for everyone, for each one of us. And if you know what it means for you, it will help you, to be happy in your professional life, and it will help you not to maybe chase someone else's dreams. So that's kind of the first message. In terms of a career in sustainability, I would say that it is important to keep an open mind and an open heart, and this will help you to learn new things every day. I learn new things every day. I try to keep an open mind and an open heart. It's not always easy. It's not something that comes naturally to people, but I really work on that. And the last message is actually something that I read recently, and that I think is spot on, and it goes like this. So if you want to do something, do it. And if you are afraid, do it afraid, but do it. So those are my 3 messages.
Thank you so very much, and very profound. Just do it.
Just do it, yeah.
Yeah, thank you so very much, Vali, for joining us on this session and sharing your viewpoints and all the plethora of knowledge that you bring on table in such a short span of time. We can just keep talking about this subject, but I understand the time constraints. So thank you so much for joining us, and it has been an honor and a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure for me as well. Thank you so much.